A tale of two baking continents. EU Commission headquarters emergency shutdown, air conditioning across the continent. UK included. Over here in the US, it's hot on one side, it's snowing on the other side. Does this have anything to do with El Niño ramping up? Starting you off here, incredible and dramatic heat wave, as they say, 55 degrees Celsius in Spain. That's pushing over 110. Other places in Spain also 50 in purple, if you can find that down there on the map. France was the hot spot. Now it seems to be Spain. All the temperatures are cooking. Where it says Madrid and Paris and London, all hot spots. But to the east, that blue equalizing the temperatures for us. But what happens? Well, we see the same thing on the GFS models. Cooler in one part, warmer in another. Exactly the same thing happening in America. But where's the economic opportunity in this? Because the councils in the UK ordering homeowners to remove aircon as temperatures hit 40 Celsius, which is a little over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, about 103. Again, where there's a crisis, there's an opportunity. And here's one for you. Britons sweltering through near record temperatures are told to remove air conditioning from their homes as councils ramp up net zero inspired planning rules. Now, they have to start using fans and water cooling systems and opening the windows. So again, where's the opportunity in that? That is an entirely new market that is untouched of need that will be there. Last paragraph, planning officials argue that air conditioning should only be used as a last resort, insisting homeowners must open windows first, draw the curtains, and use a fan. You know, I'm a fan of fans, actually. But now Britain's poorer than Mississippi. Mississippi taking over the UK. I love it. UK is now poorer than Mississippi, the poorest state in the US. Red line overtaking the blue line in the UK. And again, it is a tale of two continents. Now, a single state, one of the poorest in America, overtakes the actual nation. Not a sector of, but the nation. And put it in perspective, there's something very wrong. Well, you know, if you're going to tell people they can't use air conditioning, they need to go back. There's not going to be as much efficiency either. Think about an office or in your home. And if you get real hot, you just kind of want to lay down and not really do much. So again, where's the opportunity in this? Providing fans, okay, that'll take you so cool. But what about some sort of water recirculating system? You know, they do this a lot in different other nations where they blow the fan over some cooling water and it sends out cooler air. It's like the rudimentary air conditioning. So there's going to be all kinds of opportunities here to solve this problem, because as they keep marching toward 2030, 2040 or whatever, they're going to keep removing air conditioning out of. That's one of the plans. So there has to be a substitute. So what industries would benefit from this substitute moving forward? Who's going to supply that? If they can pay the cash for it. Jumping back over here, Netherlands just broke its national June temperature record set back in 1947, which means it was that hot in 1947, just broken today. Wide that out for you. Anything over 30 into the 34, 35, you're pushing about 100 Fahrenheit or so. I want to pull you right over into Paris, France. Red line is this year, and these temperatures go back to 1872. Average is that green line. They don't show you the number 2 temperature in there, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. The red line is record maximum, so we're over that at the very top of the range, but they don't demarcate what year and what the full temperature was. Irregardless, let's jump back to 1904. I'm a fan of history. Check out Dresden in Germany, also setting high temperatures. The beer gardens are full of people trying to find relief, but we're going to go Dresden, 1904, before the fire bombings from the United States in World War II. This is what the bridges look like, very much like Czech Republic if you go into Prague. Unlike most olive oils on the market, Kasandrinos is single source, organic, cold pressed from family owned groves in Greece. Never blended, not mass produced, not sitting on shelves forever. And every single batch is lab tested for polyphenol content. Farm to table, from their orchards to your kitchen. as soon as they pick these olives, literally within hours. They cold press them so you get peak flavor and health benefits. 100% single origin, organic extra virgin olive oil. That's what you want. Which offers a unique blend of potent vitamins that support immune, bone, and heart health without capsules or fillers. And the Mediterranean diet, you've heard about this for centuries. And the benefits of long-term wellness. From the family-owned olive groves in Laconia, Greece, straight to your taste buds. We should be supporting this type of business, family businesses producing clean foods that can get it to you directly. This should be the new business model for the entire planet. You should know your farmers. We need to have local producers that produce clean foods for us. The corporate chain, this isn't doing it anymore. So please support families and businesses just like this. That link's in the description box below, and it's going to be some of the best olive oil you've ever had in your entire life. Head over to Kasandrinos.com/David to put your order in there, or you can just simply click on that link in the description box below. Keeping you in the EU Commission headquarters forced to shut down air conditioning amid heat wave. Now, this is not because they're taking away air conditioners. They didn't have the power. There was so much draw on the grid that 1 billion people wanted that. And, well, they're all trying to pull it at the same time. So here's what's so interesting out of it. The urgent warning, turn off, force down the air conditioning on floors 1 to 7. Now, you're looking at the building here. So in front of you, that's the building. So from floor 1 to 7, no aircon. Top floors where the aristocrats work, yeah, they're allowed to keep the air conditioning on up there. Anywhere from 8 to 13, those floors had air conditioning. Ursula von der Leyen, yeah, they had aircon. Go figure. I thought it was, you're going to take one for the team. I guess not. So the 3,000 staff, they were ordered to go home early after. So again, here's another opportunity. Now, if these air cons aren't going to work and they're going to stop using air conditioning, they're going to have to retrofit some of these buildings to get more airflow through them. Because you see that windowless, I wouldn't say, and then you see that unable to open window building there. Those things are all hardened in. There's no way to open them like we would consider open a window. Something's going to have to change moving forward, because this is the second year in a row where they've had electrical issues and people not being able to have enough air conditioning, or, you know, we saw last year in Spain and then places in Portugal, Germany as well. They were having brownouts, blackouts. So this is just going to continue as we move forward here. So where's the opportunity? Some kind of cooling system that can blow air in and then actually make it circulate all the way down through the floors. But that's the type of engineering we're really not working with yet, but we should be. We can now. ChatGPT, whatever, can design something. I think it's time for invention. We did it once before, we can do it again. Yay, electricity generation by fuel in France. Nuclear taking the cake there. I don't really hear much about France power going down too much. It's always the other ones, right? Because France, nuclear, that is a large share of continuous power. Although they do get requests to share to other nations. Coal almost to nothing, oil going down, hydro building itself up, and then you got the others in there. I'm sure that's wind and solar. But what is the most constant power? Oh yeah, those atoms that just don't stop. They're always in motion. Atoms are always in motion. That should be a t-shirt. Atoms are always in motion. But speaking of motion, let's look at the fan blades here, broken down by category of society. The Greens, oh yeah, no electric, living off grid, got to fan yourself. Socialist, communists, get that tiny little thing with a rechargeable battery. Liberals, okay, don't go too big, just enough, barely cool yourself. Conservatives, yeah, we're going to ramp it up a little bit. Let's get some coolness in here. Nationalists, man, they're going big on the thing. Colonialists, we're taking the building aircon with us. I love it. This kind of sums it up. Because I heard Martin Armstrong talking about socialism, and like, yeah, you vote your way into socialism, but you got to shoot your way out. It's always like very simple. You got to look at the size of the fans, and it kind of makes sense in this day and age, doesn't it? All right, on to the El Nino here. This is building up. People are starting to focus on it, all the weather forecast. Everybody's eyes are on El Nino because it's really starting to build now. June, July, August is going to be the ramp up, and it's ramping. So here we got Niño 3.4, and you can see that red line through the 26th. So that was just about a week ago. Close enough for the video. It is above all the other baselines, so this is going to be an extreme one, but this one does not go back to 1877. I would sure like to see the late 1800s comparatively. So this is only from 1991 to the year 2020, plus obviously the red line they smacked on top for our current. Now here's what the European model run shows for temperatures coming off of that Niño area pushing out toward Indonesia. They're looking at 3 to 3.5 degrees Celsius, possibly an extreme hot spot out there, somewhere around 4.5, maybe 5 degrees Celsius. This thing is ongoing, it's in play, and it's known to disturb weather. It is known to create heat domes, known to like move jet streams and like create an enormous amount of differential in rains and droughts. Like this is a known disruptor of agriculture across the planet. No joke. This thing is bet on by commodities traders for the last 200 years. You know, they get it. They know what's going on. So I'll bring it back over to the North American continent, and we're going to look at the 2-meter temperature anomaly. This is off GFS model as well, but what do I see out west? Yeah, that extreme cold blob out there. That's snowing right now. And then on the east, we got the heat coming in. And as we progress through July 1st and 2nd, it's going to continue. That cold is coming down. And when I say that, I really mean they're getting snow out. Up to 5 feet of snow in the Rockies, up in Idaho, Montana. And you can see the differentiation here of that teal color, 60 inches. And you come down the scale there. Red is more, 15 inches, foot plus there. Zoom that out for you. You can see it pretty easily. I could understand if it was one mountain peak because, things can happen. There's a lot of variance in weather in mountain peaks. But that's a huge amount. Like, no kidding. For an objective look at it, that's a large, very, very large swath to be covered in summer with 5 feet of snow or 4 feet or even 2 feet of snow. That's a lot. Regional area, a tiny bit, yeah, but that is incredible, wide reaching. And then on the other side of the continent here, got DC, New York, Delaware, Maryland going up in this direction. 140 degree, 103, 104. And that's on the East Coast, but then on the West Coast, it just shows snowing. So it's incredible what's happening with the diametric opposites. It's happening in both continents and extremes that are driving our infrastructure crazy. And speaking of driving, with the lack of insects that we see with autonomous vehicles and all these electronics and all this tech coming in, 1990, tons of bugs. I remember you couldn't barely drive. You always wanted to have goggles on thing if you're going to drive, especially on a motorbike. 2020, there's a little less, like almost none. And then by 2050, we won't even be driving the cars. Well, please remember, as this El Nino continues to ramp up, and it's going to go for the next 6 months, way off into late fall. I think it's supposed to dissipate, taper off, something around late December, if not into January. So the disruptions we're seeing right now, I'm going to bring you some crop forecasts based on the heat destruction. We already had the drought in America, plus the heat dome on top. We're just like, and Europe's happening the same thing. It's just going to be atrocious for crops. Anything that survived is just getting cooked in the heat right now. So we've got microwave Earth happening. And what's that going to do with the prices and availability of food? That's always something to really contend with. So as we go through this next few months, you're going to start to hear more and more about this so you can just understand the disruptions it causes. This is hundreds and hundreds of years of data on this. So get ready for it. It's going to be a big one, equivalent with at least the 1870s. Now, with all this equivalency coming in, you'd think they would have matched charts by now, but not that many people are doing that. And as things get more expensive, think about growing some of your own food. TrueLeafMarket.com, heirloom organic seeds. The whole garden is ready for summer. They have a summer planting kit. I got that link in the description box below for you. Each purchase you make helps keep me bringing information like this to you on air. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Share with your friends and family, chop it up, send it out as shorts, click that subscribe bell or that notification bell so you get notified as new videos coming in. And let's continue this conversation. And until next time, bye for now.